Hi, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Facebook Live for a Wednesday evening. So I hope everyone's had a nice day. The weather seems to have cleared up here and it's now nice and sunny. Silly weather. Anyway, tonight, so, when it's still sunny outside, it's hard to say tonight. Tonight I'm going to play with a new stamp set in the catalogue, in the mini catalogue, called Decorative Borders. So it's one that doesn't have any matching dies. It's just a border stamp set, and I've done a few. I've done one, actually, only one card with it. So, that's going to show, be all shiny because it's in a plastic bag. So let me pop it out. So this is the only card I've made with the Decorative Borders stamp set. So I thought I'd make something similar, but more for the beginner crafter. Oh, thank you, Sam. Hi, Anita. So we're going to play with this stamp set. And instead of using like dies to die cut cardstock out, we're going to just use layering, because I'm focusing more on the beginner crafter. So I shall put my phone up into the holder, and once I've done that, I'll find you over on my laptop so I can see comments, because I haven't done that yet. So I'll put my phone up and hopefully I won't drop you. Hi, Lorraine. Just getting started. So I've got to find you over on my laptop now, so I can see comments. We don't want noise. There we go. Okay, so this is the card I've made, the one and only card I've made with the Decorative Borders stamp set. If you're a demonstrator and you go to Stampin' Up events, I went to On Stage in November, and this is one that we got as a freebie. I don't know, I can't remember whether it was in our bag or whether it was a prize patrol. I think it was in our bag. That's okay, Sam, go and have your dinner. You can always watch the replay. So I shall find it in the catalogue. Whoops, dropped one of my little pieces. So it's on page 47 in the new mini catalogue. And it's just the stamp set, photopolymer stamp set. It doesn't come with dies or anything like that, but you can fussy cut around pieces. I've only used this stamp, and I'm actually going to use this same stamp again tonight, because I wanted to focus on kind of regenerating this card. Whoops, what have I done? I did something silly on my laptop. Oh, hang on a tick. There we go. I think that's right now. Yep, that's right. So I'm kind of going to reproduce this card, but I'm not using any die cuts. Well, that's a lie. I'm using circles. I do tell a lie. But instead of the scalloped contour die here, we're just using card layers and matting. And I'm doing a couple of circles. But if you have punches, circle punches, you'll be able to do the same thing with the center part. So this is my one and only card I've made, and this is the Like an Animal designer series paper behind it. Funny name for some designer series paper, but let me find that and I'll show you. I think that piece is the only piece that doesn't look like an animal. It's on page 45. Oh, just one before. There you go, that's easy. So it's here. Actually, I have some. Here we go. I have my sample. So this is a specialty paper in the new mini catalogue, and that's the one on that card. But yes, everything else is quite animal prints. There's 3 gold. There we go. So except for this one, I don't think it looks like an animal. And the reverse side is quite animal print. Except for the back of that same one doesn't look quite animal-y. So you can use these things for other occasions. So we'll go back to this page. The other thing I'm going to put in my card is the vellum basics. Now, vellum often gets missed in the catalogue because they're hard to see. So I have got my little samples here, and you can see fish scales. Well, I guess they do. I hadn't thought of that, Lorraine. See, I don't have a fisherman in my family. Yeah, fish scales, Anita. Okay, clever girls. So the vellum basics is 6 pieces of 12 by 12 designer series paper, and you get 2 of the 3 designs. So there's stripes, there's dots, and then we're going to use the dots tonight. And then there's like leaves, ferns, and really pretty. And as I said, you can miss them in the catalogue because they're hard to see. So I shall put my catalogue to one side on the floor somewhere and we'll get in bits and pieces. And this is my first. Now, are we straight? That's the thing I want to. I can't stand it when I'm not straight. Okay, so I've got my pieces all cut up, and I'm going to use thick. Now I haven't got that. Oh, that's a boo-boo one. Let me just find a better one. Can't use a boo-boo one. So this is thick basic white cardstock, and that's a boo-boo one as well. Gee, I've started off well. Let's get a fresh piece. I've obviously cut ones down for other things, and okay, so there we go. And I'm going to score it at 10.5 centimetres or 10.5 centimetres. And that's our card base. So fish scales will all be. Never thought of that. But fish aren't animals really, are they? What are they? They're fish. They're I don't know what they are. Now I'm just being silly. Now I've obviously got something dirty on my bone folder. Oh, it's just a bit of glue or gum or something on my bone folder. Okay, I am going to open up my window a little bit too. Okay, so that's our card base, the thick basic white. And I have some layers happening here. I have a piece of real red, 10 centimetres by 14.4. I have a piece of Daffodil Delight, and that's 9.5 centimetres by 13.9. And I have a piece of normal basic white, and that's 9 centimetres by 13.4. So basically I'm just layering with cardstock. So if you're a beginner crafter and you don't have a die cutting machine and you can't do like the scallop contour die or this sort of thing, this is another way of layering. You can just layer with your cardstock. Perfectly fine. Okay, so I shall attach my Daffodil Delight to my real red. It's a funny sort of day today. It started off a bit overcast and bleak, but then turned out to be quite hot and sunny. Okay, I won't attach it to my card front, my card base, in case I decide to, I don't know, put it up on dimensionals, wrap a ribbon around it, whatever. You never know what I might decide to do. Okay, so this is the piece that we're going to stamp on. And I am going to use the same stamp, but this time I'm going to colour it in with my blends. So it's a photopolymer stamp set. And I actually am liking, I might have said that before, I'm liking the photopolymer stamp sets a lot. So I'm using my big block E, I think it is, yes. Block E, they just cling on. So if you're a beginner, the photopolymer are very good to start with your stamping because you can see through. Still 32. Now, are you in Melbourne? Are you in Victoria, Anita? I can't remember. So I'm just inking it up with my black memento, and if you're going to use your stamping blends, your black memento is the best ink to use. And I'm going to pop one here. See how you can see through? It's just so good. Horsham, that's right. I thought it was you that was down there. Now I could have moved that up a bit, but it's okay. That means we're going to have a hot day probably on Friday. And then I'm going to put another one. So I'm doing virtually the same layout, and I think I've done that up a bit too high too. Gosh, I'm good, aren't I? So we'll put that over there, and we'll get rid of the paper piercing mat, and I'm going to bring in my, so I could do this portrait or I could do it landscape. We'll decide that later. So I'm going to bring in my blends. So I want to incorporate Daffodil Delight and Real Red. And we might just go with Old Olive. He's an all-time favourite. So it shouldn't take too long to colour these images in. So this is, what is it, dark Old Olive. So I'm just going to go a little bit on each leaf and then go over it with my light Old Olive. Now when I'm colouring with my blends and it's not sort of a big area, I use the bullet point. That's just me. You don't have to do that. So as I said, they're not that hard to colour, these ones. Just got to work out where all your leaves are. There's one in here. And I think that's a leaf. Just trying to work it all out. Thank you for your email with the instructions on my labeler, Anita. I haven't tried it yet. I have got the last lot of addresses. Oh, there's still a couple more to come from my daughter. You know, I need surnames as well, honey, for the invitations. I can't just get by with a single name when I'm addressing things. So I'm just thinking, this is dark Real Red. Okay, so I'm just going to go. If you can hear kids outside, we've got a park across the road, a relatively new park, and with daylight saving, there's kids still on the spinny round thing. And yeah, I don't have kids hiding in my room anywhere. Gone are those days. Thanks, Anita. I will let you know if I need any other help with it. But yeah, as I said, there's only a few more labels I've got to do, so appreciate that. I do like my new little label maker though. It's very handy. Okay, so I'm just thinking that behind, I might do this a red one. Behind underneath, that's probably leaves. I'm thinking. As I said, I didn't colour this one in, so this is the first time I'm colouring. Yeah, can you hear those kids? That's all right, they're having fun. And why not when they're on school holidays, hey? There we go. And I'm going to just bring my dark Daffodil Delight just in for these little ones, just to incorporate that coloured cardstock there. I might do this one in Daffodil Delight, and these little, I might put that. Quite easy to colour. So I'll spin this around and we'll start all over again. Now I've obviously pressed a little bit harder with the ink on this one, so it's come out a little bit stronger, which is a bit sad, but that's okay. It'll still look nice. I'll do these now. I went back to my Pilates class this morning, my Reformer Pilates. The best, yeah. And oh my gosh, had 4 weeks off over the Christmas New Year break. I think 2 weeks before Christmas, I thought, oh, I can't be bothered doing casual classes. There's too busy, too much going on. I won't do those. I'll just start back after Christmas. Oh my goodness. The weights in the springs that I used to be able to do before Christmas. I'm going to be in a whole world of pain tomorrow. I just know it. Ah, well. You just wouldn't think it would make such a difference just having, you know, a few weeks off. And I've been walking. It's not like I've been doing nothing. Goodness gracious. I think that's... and this one's in... I'm trying to work out what I've done. This is this side? No. Oh, it's the same stamp. It can't be any different. Let's just colour what we've got here. Different buttons to walking. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. It's the upper body strength. The arms, and yeah, that's going to be, yeah, I'll be moaning and groaning in the morning. And I'll have my husband saying, why do you do it? Why do you go? Because I'm trying to stay fit. That's why. My husband is the healthiest person I know, and he does nothing. He walks a lot with his work, but apart from that, he does no exercise. He's never played a sport. And he just makes me cross. But anyway. Oh, that's not what I want to do there. I want to do Daffodil Delight there. So he's very fortunate with his health. And I think it sucks. Okay, now did I miss a little one down here too? I just noticed him. And I might do this one in red. So it's very quick colouring. I'm not paying too much attention to anything in great detail. Just throwing a little bit of colour on it. I know it's not fair. I often say it. And then now I'm trying to pick this up. So this is my spotty vellum. Hi, Joan. So I thought I'd put my spotty vellum in the middle, and I'll put a sentiment from Framed Florets, because this is very special, for a special person on a special day, fits beautifully in that little. And the decorative border stamps actually reminds me a little bit of the framed florets. I think those two could work quite well together. This is the one I want, so I just need a smaller block. Oh, now will it fit on there? Oh yes, I did measure it right. I had myself worried there for a minute. Okay, so I'll get my real red, break his arm. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And not fair. Okay, let's move everything up so it's all still in view. And I'm just inking my sentiment up from framed florets in the real red. Perfect. That's amazing. I might hope he goes to the doctor. He's not too precious that he can't go to a doctor. Okay, so I'm going to use one of the new, and I used it before, one of the new little teeny tiny blending brushes. So they come in large and small now. Hi Margaret. Large and small. So I'm going to use one of the smaller ones, and I'm going to grab my Daffodil Delight. And I'll just grab a bit of scrap paper because I don't want it to be too heavy. Too much. And I don't want that. I want the vellum. Yeah, long. So I'm just going to put a bit of colour in the middle of the vellum. I just thought that might look nice on the white cardstock. Just a little tinge of the Daffodil Delight. And aren't these just cute? I love them. You can get a new, what are they called? Blending brushes stand in the new catalogue. I keep mine, I think I've shown you, I just have mine in a pen jar, and that works for me. But there is a lovely new stand that you can get to hold your blending brushes. I just thought that might give it a little bit of a, and wonder if I should do it on the on this as well. I'm not sure how much you'll see. Not much. So I shall get my snail out. Now this is contraband snail. It's not Stampin' Up product, but I just liked the old snail so much that I went searching for snail because I needed to. Because I just wanted my snail back. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. I'm making this up as I go now. Now, if you're a beginner stamper and you don't have dies, you might have circle punches. We used to have a lot of circle punches back in the day. I've still got some of mine, I think. So you could always use punches. So I'm just going to put it like so. Up. And I'm going to get, so I've gone landscape. I've just decided. Just going to see what else we can do. I think we're going simple because I'm wanting to show people who are beginners to stamping that you don't need die cutting machines. If you're starting out, you can start out with punches and just layering your cardstock. I think that looks pretty good. So I shall attach that to the back of, to the yellow, to the Daffodil Delight. So I won't be here on Friday for my card and a cuppa because I have to work at my other job. We're consulting on Friday, which we normally, well, I normally don't have to do, but we're short-staffed. And I'll have to go in and help. So I'm going to just, I think I'm just going to put it down flat on the card, and I might put a few embellishments around. Yeah, I try to keep my Facebook's lives a little bit more on the simpler side, just so people know that it doesn't have to be complicated and you don't have to have everything to start off with. And then my Makeup Monday, I tend to do either a technique or a fancy fold. I sort of make them a little bit more for the avid crafter. Because we forget how much we've got and how much a beginner person probably doesn't have. Now, I've used Daffodil Delight and Real Red. You know what I could go with? I could go with Festive Pearls, because they haven't seen the light of day for a month. Because this is what I used all the time on my Christmas cards, because I loved them. So I'm going to go with these red Festive Pearls. I'm going to put one there. I'll put one down here. And maybe one over here. There we go. That's a motorbike outside. You get all sorts of sound effects in my videos, especially when I have my window open. You get dogs barking, you get kids screaming on the equipment over the road, you get the young guy next door who's renovating his house. You get everything. You get my dog barking sometimes. So how simple is that? And I will probably, let's just do it. What did I do in this one? I can't even remember. Ah, thought so. Except I'm going to do it in red, I think. And I probably don't need. I might need. What might I need? I might need that one. Oops. Thanks, Lorraine. You're going on holidays soon, I think, aren't you? Hope you have a nice time, and I hope you have nice weather. Okay, so I'm just going to use this stamp out of the Decorative Borders. And as I said, it really does remind me of the framed florets. I think these two could work quite well together. Looking forward to doing a little bit more with those two together. I'll get my inky stamps out of the way. And I'll just ink this up in Real Red. And flip it over. And I'm just going to place it. I might have to bring my head in just so I know where I'm putting it. There it is. There we go. Sorry. And I think I've done it crooked. No, I haven't. Yay. So that's a nice one for the inside. Ah, that'll be fun. Well, it might be hot though. I hope you'll have a pool handy. Okay, so that's a very simple. I've used the layering circle dies for this, but if you have the circle punches, that would work just as well. But just a really simple card. So if you don't have all the die cutting machines and dies, you don't need them. A few punches and just layering your cardstock works just as well. So I hope, nice and short, quick and easy tonight. I hope you like that. So have a look at this set in the catalogue. It's one that might pass you by, but it's nice, and there's not a whole lot of colouring involved, which is also good for a beginner. So I hope you ladies enjoyed that tonight. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Joan. Thanks, Lorraine. Thanks, Anita. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy, and I won't be here on Friday with Card and a Cuppa, but I'll be back on Monday for my Makeup Monday, and I'll be back next Wednesday night for my Facebook Live. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.